What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, this weekend's coming up. Absolutely terrific weekend of boxing matches. The one that I'm looking forward to the most is Tyson Fury's return to the heavyweight division. And I think that the best bout, obviously, is going to be Terrence Crawford versus Jeff Hearn. But I can't say that that's something that I've been waiting for as long as I've been waiting to see Tyson Fury back in the ring. And with all the things going on in the heavyweight division, I think it's the most significant. He weighed in today at a whopping 276 pounds. That is a big, big, big man. Gosh, that guy is absolutely massive. And, you can still tell that he had a lot to, that he came off of a lot of weight, still has very big love handles, all that stuff. Right. So, he's far from looking like a bodybuilder, but it's just great to see him back in the ring. And, so I'm really very, very much looking forward to this bout. Now, before I get into that, also there's some things that Pulev said about Dillian Whyte. And so I'm going to get into those. Those two things are going to be the topic of the discussion. Thank you for everybody. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can get notified when we release more videos. Also, I hope that you would accept my invitation to attend the live streams. And also thank you to everybody who donates to Super Chat to the channel. It really does help support the cause. Now, I'm going to talk about Tyson Fury, then I'm going to get into what Pulev said, which was absolutely hilarious and very enlightening. Well, not enlightening. It was like an inside view into a negotiation with Eddie Hearn, and it with Matchroom Boxing. And curiously enough, it sounded just like what we thought was happening with the Deontay Wilder bout. I mean, it is literally like a play-by-play of what from the look on the outside looking in that we thought was happening there. So anyway, as for Tyson Fury, yeah, I think he's going to beat this guy Safiri. I hope he looks really good. I'm really, really, really looking forward to getting him back in the mix. And I'm hoping for a bout with him and Deontay Wilder in the next year. I think that really would be a great bout. I think it's a bout that's realistic and something that I'm very interested in to see. There's a big chance I thought there was a big chance that was going to happen before all the problems and all the things that came up with Tyson Fury, with relinquishing his belts or having the belts stripped from him, all that the issues with substance abuse and depression, and just the big ups and downs that he's had. So anyway, I want to see that bout. But at the same time, I think it's just I'm really, really happy for him. Having those type of problems, we can point fingers at people for the problems that they go through, but we've all had problems in our life. And it's really, if you've ever had somebody that was close to you that has dealt with those type of issues, and I've had that. I've had people that were close to me that did not make it out of those type of issues. That is, that really says something to me about Tyson Fury's character, that he was able to get out of those type of issues, recover from them. And I hope, that it'll be an ongoing process for him probably for the rest of his life. But, I wish him the best. I wish his family the best. And it's really great to see him in the ring. And as far as getting a really good picture of who the best heavyweight in the world is, I think that he is critical to that picture because, as I've said many times, those are all of the belts that are held by Anthony Joshua. Those are Tyson Fury's belts. And I would think that that number one, Tyson Fury would like to get his hands back on his belts, and that Anthony Joshua would like to prove and really earn the ones that are around his waist. And whatever, I'm sure I'm still 4 minutes into the speaking section of this video. So, immature Anthony Joshua fans should have made it at least this far into the conversation. So that's what I'm hoping for him. The funny moment that happened in the press conference for Anthony Joshua was that he and Safiri, they were very cordial with one another. They both picked each other up. It was just, Tyson Fury is a character, man. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. Now, let me get into the meat of this. The Kubrat Pulev erupts over Whyte and Hearn making the Parker deal. And I'm telling you, when I go through this is going to sound very similar to what has happened with the Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua bout. Kubrat Pulev erupts over Whyte, Hearn making Parker deal. Kubrat Pulev commented today on this morning's press conference in London, where Dillian Whyte and his promoter, Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, announced that instead of facing him, Whyte would be facing recently dethroned WBO champion Joseph Parker. After Epic Sports, this is quoting Pulev, after Epic Sports won the purse bid for my IBF elimination bout against Dillian Whyte with a bid of $1.5 million, double what Whyte's promoter Eddie Hearn bid, I was expecting Whyte and his promoter to run away from the match. But I didn't expect them to be such jerks about it, Pulev said. They are extreme manipulators and plain schizophrenics. I can't believe what I'm hearing and what tricky way they chose to run away from the bout in Bulgaria. The whole time Hearn kept talking in circles about negotiations and how they're still trying to bring me to the UK. All of this while a date and place was already announced for the bout on August 25th in Sofia. A formal IBF contract was sent to Whyte, but they did not sign it. This is not some club show we're talking about, but a major bout with global interest between two legitimate top 10 heavyweights that could decide the future of the heavyweight division. I don't agree with that, but the bottom line is that they lost the bid, but instead of playing by the rules, Eddie Hearn and his boxer decided to pick up their marbles and go home with their tails between their legs. Hearn and Whyte did everything they could to avoid facing me. First, they tried desperately to change the purse blitz split. The IBF denied their request. Then they repeatedly delayed the purse bid by saying they were close to making a deal. That was never true. The negotiations were a joke. I told my team to take it to purse bid. Then, after they lost the bid, they made us 7-figure offers to try and bring the bout back to England. But we said, no way. You lost. So what more is there to talk about? Hearn then tried to say Epic did not have the money to pay the 20% deposit. But when we proved them wrong again, and they were staring at a contract to face off in Bulgaria, that's when they panicked and Hearn talked his guy into pulling out instead of facing me. They are nothing but a bunch of yellow cowards. The Cobra ended his message directly to Whyte himself. Whoever told you that I was not interested in facing you is delusional. And the proof is in the pudding. You could not have taken the bout, but you could have taken the bout, but you are the one who pulled out, not me. But hey, if Hearn is misleading you somehow, let me tell you personally, I'm here and ready to beat your delusional backside back into reality. So, like I said, does some of this sound real familiar? Now, this is not Deontay Wilder involved in this. This is Kubrat Pulev. This is not Shelly Finkel involved in this. This is Epic Sports. This is a completely different scenario with two completely different boxers. Anthony Joshua's not involved in this. Deontay Wilder's not involved in this. But doesn't this sound familiar? Let me tell you what sounds familiar to me. Hearn did everything they could to avoid me. Firstly, they desperately tried to change the to change the purse bid split. The IBF denied their request. Then they repeatedly delayed the purse bid by saying that they were close to making a deal. But that was never true. The negotiations were a joke. I told my team to take it to purse bid, and even after they lost the bid, they made us 7-figure offers to try to bring the bout back to England, but we said no way. Then Hearn tried to say that Epic did not have the money to pay the deposit, but we proved them wrong, and they were staring at a contract for Bulgaria. And then they panicked, and Hearn talked his guy into pulling out instead of facing him. That sounds pretty similar to the negotiations for Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Pretty similar. They said that the negotiations were a joke. Who also said that an offer was a joke? Do you remember when they were saying they were having negotiations for Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, and they sent the $12.5 million flat fee offer that even Dan Raphael said, and the management team for Deontay Wilder, Shelley Finkel, said that it would be professional irresponsibility to accept that deal on a bout like that? Terrible offer, right? What is Pulev saying here? The negotiations were a joke. The bout was ordered, right? The bout was ordered. Now, mind you, Dillian Whyte was not the choice. Kubrat Pulev is not the person of choice Kubrat Pulev was not the choice for Dillian Whyte. Do you know who Eddie Hearn really wants Dillian Whyte to face? Deontay Wilder. But the IBF ordered it. So they have to go into negotiations. He's denying it, right? Or holding off the bid because he really wants Deontay Wilder to Dillian Whyte to face Deontay Wilder. So this bout with Pulev was pushed on him by the IBF. And so they're saying that the negotiation's a joke, right? So he's basically not trying to offer Pulev any money for the bout, right? Trying to take similar to the $12.5 million deal. So he's like, look, this is a joke, right? This stuff is not close to no matter what Eddie Hearn says. Didn't Eddie Hearn also say about Deontay Wilder, the negotiations are close. We just have a few simple questions that they need to answer and send back to us, and we'll get back to that, right? Yeah, we're right there, except for a couple little things, not a big thing, like where the bout's going to be. Eddie Hearn tried to say that Epic didn't have the money to pay the 20% deposit. Didn't Eddie Hearn say that, where's the money coming from Deontay Wilder? So these are just very, very similar things, right? In both scenarios. But so the similarities to me show that what I've seen from the outside, and you can see people behave the same way. It's not like if you're a manipulator, you're a manipulator. And that is what just happened to Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev won a purse bid, and instead of Dillian Whyte, just, hey man, you lost a purse bid. Eddie Hearn. Why would Eddie Hearn, after he lost that purse bid, why would he then turn around and then try to offer 7 figures to the guy after? Oh, I know why it's 7 after. So that he can keep control of the promotion. Take it to the UK. He has the money for it to be in the UK. He probably thought he could win the purse bid with, I think, was it Sauerland was the original promoter of it? And then Epic Sports with connections to Bulgaria came in and won it. Anyway, man, it is what it is with these guys. That's why I'm not too hopeful with anything related to Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn. He just doesn't, his reputation is really starting to precede him. And it's coming out more and more. I'd always wondered before all this stuff started why people didn't there were so many people like Frank Warren that really did not like Eddie Hearn. And I was like, I would hear reports like that he had a good deal. I think it was with Derek Chisora, where he was giving boxers, back end portions of the deal and all that. But, I think I can see. And anyway, so this pretty much just validates it that, Eddie Hearn is in matchroom boxing. Again, that's why I'm happy Tyson Fury's back. And I'm not happy that Tyson Fury's back so that Tyson Fury can face Anthony Joshua. At this point in time, I don't care about Anthony Joshua. I did a video not too long ago where it was like, I said, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury is the bout that I'm looking forward to. Because if Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder face one another, then the winner of that is truly, and I'm not talking about what the sanctioning bodies say. I'm saying what I say for myself as a boxing fan who's been watching this whole thing play out pretty much my entire life, having been a Muhammad Ali fan. And one thing, I had gone to school, I had done stuff, and sometimes I lost track, of certain weight classes. Like I lost track a little bit of the middleweights in the 1980s, right? That and the welterweights and the middleweights in the 1980s. I lost track of that a little bit, but I never lost track of the heavyweights. And was a very a bad time in boxing, a big dip in heavyweight boxing when the Klitschko's came up because they couldn't face one another. And I really thought that there was light at the end of the tunnel when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. But with the issues that Tyson Fury's had, matchroom boxing, it seems like they are just absolutely bent on making it their own personal division. They care much more about their brand, about the matchroom brand, and using the heavyweight division as a platform, by a springboard by which to take over the rest of the boxing world, right? In some, ego-driven personal nonsense from them, probably Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn. And it's just driving it into driving it into a mud hole. These type of conversations are not conversations that I want to be having. I want to have a conversation instead of talking about, look how Kubrat Pulev is saying that he got that Dillian Whyte ducked him, into saying, wow, what's going to happen when Dillian Whyte and Luis Ortiz get in the ring? Because that's the bout that really should have happened. In my eye, that should have happened. That's the fight that's the boxing match that I was looking forward to. But that's just not the case. But hopefully, Tyson Fury coming back, because if you listen to Big John Fury, I believe his father goes by Big John Fury. If you listen to how he talks, if you look at how Tyson Fury carries himself, Tyson Fury carries himself like a true boxer that's really interested in proving that he's the best. I don't think that he has money is not the number one thing that he talks about. He's not talking about building his global brand. He doesn't seem at all hesitant. He doesn't talk about being the A side, right? He doesn't talk about any of that stuff. He talks about the fact that these other guys can't beat him. And he does his own talking. You hear Tyson Fury talk about what Tyson Fury wants to do. You do not hear Frank Warren saying that Frank Warren is the mouthpiece for Tyson Fury. Just like you don't hear Lou DiBella being the mouthpiece for Deontay Wilder. And that's why I'm hoping that, I would take any of these guys fighting one another, as long as I don't have to hear about Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua, to me, he's just a hype job. Now, he might be a very, very hyped job. He might be a very successful hype job. But at this point, none of those belts that he has are his. They're all, now that Tyson Fury has returned and he fights he gets in the ring on Saturday in the UK, Tyson Fury in my book is now the champion of all those divisions, because it's not a question about whether he's coming back or not. He's actually back. And Deontay Wilder is the WBC champion. And they do act like they want to be the champion of the world, and not, champion of the top of, Forbes annual athletes get paid the most list. So anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.